guys had the hot start there, 31 points in the first quarter, had everything going, it seemed like offensively, but then things started to kind of like get staggered, 11 points in the third quarter. Was it something that they did different defensively that was able to slow you guys down, or was it kind of just missed shots, turnovers, things that added up against you?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they only had 13 that quarter, so it wasn't like that was where we lost the game. But yeah, the pace was really fast in that first quarter both ways. And then, you know, I did think the ball got a little sticky in the second quarter. Yeah, I mean, to me, I don't know if this answers your question, but the game just comes down, as I always say, to chances. You know, they had 15 offensive rebounds, and we had 22 turnovers. And, you know, we struggled with those two things earlier in the season. We've been a lot better tonight. You know, Indiana did a great job. And, you know, we had 56 field goal attempts, they had 81. So for us to only lose by one, it's actually pretty statistically amazing. We shot the ball well. We just gave them too many chances. And I think that's what the game comes down to.
Hey Coach, DJ, Fantasy TV. Loss aside, Julie Van Loo played 17 minutes today. Can you talk about what you saw from her out there tonight?
I thought she was aggressive and she brought some I don't know what the word is, some spunk and just some energy. She's also a really good shooter and just trying to give this, just allow more spacing. You have to guard her different. So just trying to open up the paint for Dearica or Cam or KP driving or whatever. So yeah, that's really,
okay.
I think she did a good job.
John W. Davis with the Southern California News Group. Dearica, the team has 7 more games left in this regular season.
Yeah.
Where do you go from here and how do you stay together?
One game at a time. You know, we got Sunday, Washington. Trying to split the series with them, and we can kind of still control our own destiny. You know, we go 5-2 and make a shot at this. So turn the page and keep going.
Thank you.
Jackie.
Hey Coach, Jackie Ray TV. Ahead of the game, Coach Stephanie said she really wanted to prevent Julie Alleman from creating shots for the rest of the team. Do you feel like they did a good job of that tonight?
Yeah, I thought they were good defensively. I mean, our assist numbers were a little lower than normal, but we got good. You know, they played well. So I don't know that it was Julie's. You know, she still had 4 assists. She shot the ball. You know, she was aggressive. I think she does a good job of taking what defenses give you. So yeah, I don't know, but I think they defended really hard. They're super physical, and you know we adjusted, but you know they're very, very physical. So.
Coach, you mentioned pregame maybe using a little bit more of the bench and with some more variety. We saw that with Manlou and Burrell and Brink and even Barker. They were all also plus individually on the game. The entire bench was a plus minus scale. Can you talk about why you made that decision for them to play and what you thought of the reserves overall?
Yeah, I thought they did well. I really did. You know, we're looking down the barrel of, what is it, 1, 2, 3 games in 4 days, and so you got to kind of. I trust them. And I thought Cam did a good job defensively. She's so tough to score on in the paint. And Ray brought some serious life there, especially in the third. When they went up 6 or 7, and then she sparked a little run there. I thought they did well, and SA did a good job. She's physical. She has done a good job in the past defending Mitchell. Again, we just talked about Luke, so I was proud of our bench, and we're going to need them.
Coach, kind of piggybacking off of John's earlier question with Dearica, how do you get the team, like standings-wise, this is a pretty impactful result tonight for you guys. How do you get the team with 7 games left in the season to kind of put this one to the side and continue marching forward, even though statistically, based on playoff potential odds, you guys took a big blow tonight?
Yeah, but I think, when you're right there, things are really hard, and we're right there. And, I've been saying it all season, we have a choice of how we respond. We're not eliminated, refuse to buy into that. Does this make it harder? Yeah, but things are hard. This is hard. This league is so good. And you can see all the, the chunk of, 5th through 9th it's a log jam. And this is a blow in terms of the log jam, but, we're not gonna quit. I promise you that. And I trust these guys, and they wanna win, and they're upset that we lost. And we have a choice. We can emotionally, mentally check out and just kind of go through the motions, or we can dig down. And I know these guys are gonna dig down.
Coach, you aforementioned about the disparity in amount of shots, the quantity of shots. However, the quality of shots that you guys took today kept you guys in contention.
Correct.
What is a quality shot from your vantage point, and why is it important to your offense?
Well, we should get coffee and really talk about it. That's a long answer. But, it's all analytically driven in terms of what's a great shot. But, catch and shoot, kick out threes are the best perimeter shot you can take. And then around the rim, right? And so I think we do a good job of, you can't just dribble down and shoot those. You gotta make the defense work and manipulate it, and these guys have figured it out. So I think, our shot selection is pretty good. We take great shots. The problem is we gave them too many, right? So if we can cut those offensive rebounds even down to 10, we win. We had a 1-point lead, they get an no-board kick-out three. Like, one chance. And so, I think shot selection and quality of shots is super important, but so is making sure you have more chances than the other team. If we have the same amount of chances and we take better shots, we should win 10 out of 10 times. But if you give them more chances, then you're playing with fire.
Charlotte Moore, FI360 ladies and coach. How hard or challenging was it to play players that have already played for you, playing against them, with them having knowledge of kind of what you run in your system? So how hard do you think did it give them an advantage tonight?
No, I don't think so. I mean, Odyssey had a great game, and tip your hat to her. She hit that big shot, and I think in the course of the game, there's so much going on that they're not paying attention to our huddles. They're just competing, and Shea Petty did a good job too, and it's just a good job by them. But I really don't. In this league, it's very common for players to kind of be on different teams throughout the same season. So I don't think so.
Last two questions first, Eric.
This question is for Dearica. Coach spoke on how physically taxing this game was. Can you talk a little bit about your battles under the basket with Boston?
Yeah, I mean, she's probably the most physical player in the league, and I think, we talked about it a little bit. This is probably the only game that they allow it to kind of go back and forth without a ton of offensive fouls and calling fouls both ways. So, I mean, they did a good job. Their game plan was probably to jam me and not let me get a lot of space, and so they did a good job.
Anwar
Sports Review. Coach, you said earlier that a team can't change its defensive identity late in the season, but I think one of the positives from tonight was Dearica and Azurá playing tough defense on the interior against Boston. I mean, can you talk about players like Dearica, Azurá, Cam becoming kind of unicorns on the other side of the floor, being able to guard 1 through 5, especially coming up against Washington on Sunday?
Yeah, I mean, these guys are good. Z and Dearica have stepped up at every turn this season. I thought Azurá was fantastic tonight in terms of her aggressiveness, and Indiana's a tough matchup with how physical they are inside. They really are, and I'm not saying it's illegal or wrong or dirty or anything like that. They're just physical, and so but Dee hung in there, and I imagine she's gonna hit the ice bath tonight. There's a lot of contact in there, but I trust them. you know, and I think I know their teammates do too, and then being able to bring someone like Cam off the bench that's just different. You use the word unicorn, I do like our versatility and our, you know, these guys are not true forward, you know, they're not true centers or what, like, that's the secret sauce of what makes them great.
Thanks, everyone.
All right, thank you all.
See y'all Sunday.
See you Sunday.